We are closely watching the tropics, but as we've been saying, we're going to have a few days to watch what, if anything, happens. Right now, it is just an open wave, meaning there really is no closed circulation. It is just a trough of low pressure at the surface with some thunderstorms around it. And you can definitely see, as we're starting to lose our visible satellite imagery here, all of the low clouds at the surface kind of broadly rotating around this. Thunderstorm activity remains more isolated to the south as opposed to getting wrapped around. And as far as any real organization is concerned, there doesn't appear to be much, because this is where the Hurricane Center is saying that surface circulation is, again, broadly located. But then when we look at the radar out of Melbourne, Florida, there almost looks to be a little bit of a circulation right here. So this is definitely just more of a trough as opposed to anything really organized. So exactly where a center does try and form is going to be huge in its eventual forecast, because there are some models that take this, if it was farther north, inland around the Jacksonville area and then keep it inland, whereas more others are kind of indicating eventually moving into the Gulf. Buoys, as far as the nearby are concerned, not really supportive of any kind of tropical depression type winds. The computer models kind of indicating maybe some of those near the center of that invest, but again, that is not what the Hurricane Center would be using to verify that. So until we start getting more data as it gets a little bit closer to land to see if there's any real organization, at the moment it's just an invest, meaning an area of investigation that computer models are being run on. And I would venture to say, just based on what I've seen in the latest computer model runs, I don't think the Hurricane Center is going to change it from the low percent chance that we have right now. I would be surprised to see them increase that right now. What we are looking at is this system moving into the Gulf and bringing with it over probably Wednesday, maybe even into Saturday, 2 to 5+ inches of rain. Right now, it is a big rainmaker for us, and that could lead to some street flooding. Starting on Wednesday, we'll be under that marginal low-end threat, isolated downpours. They become a little bit more numerous as we head into Thursday, and even more so for Friday. You see almost all of south and central Louisiana under that slight level 2 threat for flooding. So the way it looks right now, big rainmaker. What's eventually going to move this to the east, we've got a big upper level low in the western Gulf. There's kind of a weak upper level low down to the south and this broad upper high. Basically, it's kind of stuck in between the upper low and the high, and that'll just keep moving this system almost due west, which is what most of the model guidance is indicating. Whether or not that due west is inland or over the Gulf is still yet to be determined. This is the Euro. Now this has the, again, that's where the center of it is right now. By Tuesday, kind of making landfall around Jacksonville, and then kind of the broad structure moving across the northern Gulf and over land. So never really entirely over water. What is over water may try and organize as we get toward Thursday, when we're expecting probably most of our rains, and then moving inland. So the window of opportunity, while conditions across the Gulf are conducive, very warm water, obviously not much in the way of wind shear, the window of time that this is going to be sitting over those warm Gulf waters is pretty low. Again, here's another one of our models moving inland around the Jacksonville area, and then kind of broadly associated trough of low pressure, meaning just a lot of rain heading our way as we get into Thursday. Maybe some organization late Wednesday and into Thursday, but even this has thunderstorms all the way well down to the central Gulf and north. So again, none of the models really grabbing onto anything definite organizing. Certainly a higher possibility of it becoming a depression as opposed to a storm or anything beyond that. So our main weather impact right now, heavy rain. Tropical development possible, but still looking to be more of just a rainmaker for us. Wednesday, certainly through Friday, 2 to 5 inches plus, so some localized higher amounts. At the moment, what you need to do, just pay attention to the forecast. The streaming app and your phone app will have all the information you need. We are getting some downpours on radar right now and some over the city. 90 though at Kenner, not raining at the airport, but boy, we're getting some decent downpours here in the city, north of the lake and areas south. Also some spotty showers. Tomorrow, limited rain chances, about 30%, so a heat advisory. Then we start to get into that heavy rain threat, especially Thursday and into Friday, and then more spotty to scattered in nature by the weekend, and heating up as we continue through next week.